Behind me is my 2003 Ford short bus, E350, and I'm going to give you a tour of it today and talk about how I'm going to be converting it into an RV. So when I purchased this guy right here, it was white. I bought it off my friend who had painted it, and as you can see here, it was the school bus yellow. I'm going to take you inside and show you what we're going to be doing to it. So it's about 6 feet tall. I can just fit with a little headroom in here. Right now, all I got in here is a hammock, which on occasion I have napped in, which I've just hung up through these eye bolts that I drilled through the roof. So as you can see right now, it has tongue and groove flooring in it that the person I bought it off of put on, but unfortunately they didn't put any insulation on the bottom of the bus. So I'm going to have to rip it out and put some insulation foam boards underneath to keep out any cold or heat, because unfortunately it's pretty drafty. What I want to do right here, which I think is a little unique, is put a wood burning stove, like a little itty bitty cast iron wood burning stove right here, running out the window or the roof. Right here I think is going to be cabinet space, and right next to it I'm going to put a bench with storage underneath as well as a seat belt. And then right here is going to be the bed. I think that's probably going to be the biggest item in the bus. It's probably going to come out right to here if I remember, if I measured correctly. And then above, right here, and right here, it's going to be a mixture of shelves and smaller handmade cabinets. So this engine here is made 100% entirely out of engine. It is a Power Stroke turbo diesel, which means something. Just a basic E350 chassis, so the engine is pretty popular for, mechanics to work on. I have a few guys who have helped me work on it because I don't know too much about it. Well, this is not the cool shot I was talking about. Gotta give it a little roughing.
So this is gonna get boring really quick.
We're here on a really cold November Sunday morning in Michigan, and we're trying to squeeze out a bus video before we get 6 inches of snow tomorrow. People always ask me if I drive the bus as my daily driver. The answer is no. I do have a car. This sits parked most of the time since I bought it, because I haven't been able to really dedicate the time to work on it. But that is changing as winter comes. I'm gonna have a lot more time. What led to me actually getting the bus was I was living with my girlfriend and we split up, and I had to move out. And also at the same time, my parents were getting a divorce and selling my childhood house. So the option to move back home really wasn't there. And my dad was living with a friend, and my mom was living in a small one-bedroom apartment, so they weren't able to host me. So eventually what happened was my friend was fixing up a rental property of his and said I could live at the rental property, help him fix it up, and then I could find my next thing. And while I was looking for my next thing, he suggested selling me this bus and that I live in the bus. So it kind of just all happened out of, I guess, negative circumstances versus a choice to be really cool and hippie. So I ended up moving into a bus because I really did not have anywhere to live. And it was kind of a chosen homelessness, if you will. So,
that's really good. That was a good one.
Add the emotion aspect to it.
Yeah.
Even though your parents really aren't divorced.
Yeah, it was a pretty weird time of my life. My parents were actually not that surprised. They know that I've done stupider things before, so I kind of ramped up the stupidity, and this was just added to that.
How much did the bus cost?
I don't want to talk about that. Bus cost me $4,000. Everyone assumes that I do drugs or am in some sort of trouble because I was living in the bus for a little bit, and that's not true, and I don't do drugs, and I'm not sketchy. Just putting it out there. If we're being totally honest, I have no idea what I'm doing. I do not know how to work on diesel engines. I do not know how to weld or metal fabrication or electrical wiring, things I've never really, experienced. So I feel like I'm just gonna have to learn it in order to convert the bus to where I want it to be.